Undersized, counted out, not good enough, too short, not fast enough, but with just enough heart. Blamed, criticized, all while being one of the NBA's most deadly point guards. Isaiah Thomas of the Boston Celtics has shown me that competitiveness and heart can outweigh physical limitations. With a height of just 5'9", he made a monumental impact, becoming one of the most inspirational basketball players of all time. My favorite moments from Isaiah Thomas include not only the dunks he managed to pull off during his time, but the countless times where he iced games, draining buckets in the final closing moments. He is one of the most clutch players in NBA history, and I feel like we get a small taste of that energy back with a 5'9" build in NBA 2K25 Next Gen. So before we move any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And I gotta say thank God King Jesus for another day and another opportunity. So comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you with the response. Isaiah Thomas faced a lot of controversy due to his stature and physical appearance, yet he changed the game, known for his fourth quarter comebacks, earning him the nickname King of the Fourth. So replicating even a glimpse of that in NBA 2K25 is something special. On that Boston Celtics team, he was a phenomenal player, truly a player that the league has never seen. With 5'9" builds in NBA 2K25, there's a lot of weight because of their capabilities on both ends of the floor. Now, for this build, I've crafted it to maintain a 99 3-point shot, all while accessing a good selection of dunk packages, and it's really going to allow you to capture some of the most special moments from Isaiah Thomas's playstyle. Making a competitive build for such a playstyle in NBA 2K25 is really challenging, but I believe this build shines when paired with some type of center or lockdown defender. On defense, you can definitely hold your own on the perimeter and get some steals, but contesting shots can be a little bit tough due to the height, but this is also expected, mirroring real life NBA dynamics where taller players can shoot over smaller ones. However, offensively, this build feels unstoppable, especially combining it with dribbling around screens with 3-point shooting, making one of the best made up builds this year. The speed on this build can potentially reach a 99 plus, and that adds another layer of dominance, particularly in the fast breaks, whether it's in the rec, pro-am, or even the park. I can definitely say that there is a significant learning curve when it comes towards dribbling with a smaller build, but mastering the offensive capabilities here really pays its dividends. So I love how smooth that this build can shoot, and really it's super fast and easy to time. Even with a fast jumper, I still feel like the green window is larger compared to taller builds. Now, there's no perfect way to craft any archetype, especially for shooting and the offensive abilities, but this build isn't just about being an offensive juggernaut, but it does have the defensive capabilities to really contribute on the perimeter end with lane steals. And thanks to its high speed, I can definitely say that speed is often overlooked in NBA 2K25, especially for guards who might not invest in it, but it's crucial for both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. Now, the build speed is a true advantage, and I think it's something that you need to take down and note, because from what I've noticed and when I've played, bro, there's not one faster build that I've come across. The dribbling feels smooth, it really does allow you to chain animations together for fluid playmaking, and it really does make you one of the most lethal 3-point shooters on the court at all times. So you have a good amount and an arsenal of moves to look forward to, and you pretty much will unlock every single dribble animation, some of the upgraded passing styles with a fair share of dunk animations, plus access to every single jump shot, base, and release. So you have to realize that this build isn't just about, being the perfect offensive guard, but it's a point guard that can significantly impact any team despite the small frame. In isolation situations, badges that I like to lean on are going to be shifty shooter, mini marksman, limitless range, and deadeye. It truly elevates this build when it comes towards shooting, and you can really green consistently without having to rely on green machine from previous 2Ks, and this build showcases how impactful shooting badges can be this year. The blend of scoring from anywhere combined with just enough pass accuracy to open up plays for your teammates makes this a true offensive threat. All in all, this is one of the best and most fun offensive builds that you can recreate in NBA 2K25. Players like Isaiah Thomas, Stephen Curry, and Spud Webb have truly changed how we view basketball today, proving that hard skill, determination can overcome physical disadvantages. You know, Isaiah Thomas's legacy isn't just about his scoring, but it's about his impact on the game's culture. He showed that size isn't everything, and in NBA 2K25, this build embodies just that. So it's not about replicating his stats, but about playing with the same level of intensity that made him a fan favorite. So whether it's through clutch shooting, heart-stopping drives, or those surprising dunks, this build reminds us of the joy in basketball where every player, regardless of size, can shine. By playing with an Isaiah Thomas-inspired build, you're not just playing to win, but you're playing to prove a point that skill, speed, and really heart, man, is one of the most determining factors in victories. And, you know, this build does also challenge that conventional wisdom of, you know, making taller builds that can shoot. I can definitely say this definitely goes against that stigma, and it really does show you that skill, speed, and truly heart is a #1 determining factor in getting a victory, just as physical dominance is. So, you know, it's an invitation to really rethink strategy and how you play in NBA 2K25, and I really want to encourage everyone to explore a build similar to this that can not only change your experience, but the way that you think about basketball. Whether it's with this build or another inspired underdog, let's celebrate those moments where skills triumph over size and where strategy also outplays strength. And I think where players like Isaiah Thomas continue to inspire us both in the virtual and real world of basketball, together we can create a community that values creativity and effort over just winning, much like Isaiah Thomas did in his NBA career. And when we talk about the potential in various game modes, it's just about leveraging Thomas's playstyle to disrupt expectations. So in the rec, the speed and the shooting of this build can really dictate the pace, making you the engine for your team's offense. Now, your quickness really allows you for fast breaks and catch and shoot opportunities, and the ability to transition from defense to offense almost instantly turns you into one of the most defensive pests on the court. And you know, beyond dictating pace, this build changes how your team plays. It's not just about being fast, but also being smart with your movement, knowing when to push for pace and a fast break, and also when to settle into a half-court offense. Your defensive presence is key here as well. You can also disrupt passing lanes, force turnovers, use your agility to switch on defense, making you a versatile player on both ends of the court. Now, for the Pro-Am, this is where your capacity to perform under pressure and shoot from deep and navigate through defenses really has to stand out. So in tight games, your ability to read the game and, you know, make the right decisions definitely has to be correct. And, you know, teamwork is going to be a key strategy for this kind of build, especially if you're running with some type of center or lockdown and you're trying to create opportunities for others while using this build. So whether that's on the fast break or even just dotting up that defense, understanding the game flow is going to be key, and knowing when to take that killer shot or when to pass for an easy bucket can really define and shape games. So in the park, in the one-on-one situation, even for small team setups, you can pretty much embody that unpredictability from being that offensive star or being a defensive pest, making every game showcase what you can actually do. So I would say the agility allows for a lot of creative plays where you can use a combination of speed, dribbling, and shooting to keep the defense on their toes. You know, here it's all about your timing, and if you can mimic Isaiah Thomas's clutch nature, bro, where every play has the potential to be a highlight, I think that is going to be key and perfect. Now, it's all about making the right decisions. Don't second guess yourself. And when it comes towards this kind of build, man, put the time into learning how to dribble. So I'm actually curious, how have you adapted to playing with smaller builds in NBA 2K25? And as far as for that defensive end, do you look to struggle or do you find a lot of success with smaller builds? You know, I really want to know your thoughts, tactics, and badge preferences, or even if you have a vision for how these builds can evolve in future 2K titles. Do you find yourself using certain animations or strategies that compensate for height? And for those of y'all who remember the NBA's history, how do you see the role of smaller players changing? You know, do you think NBA 2K25 captures that small essence of players like Isaiah Thomas? Or is it more to be done to honor their legacy within the game? You know, I think we've seen enough evolution in the gameplay mechanics to truly reflect on the impact of players who, you know, really defy size expectations. And I challenge you to experiment with a build like this or craft one to your own style. And how does it influence your gameplay strategy, particularly in how you approach the defense or exploit matchups? Let me know down below. And I just want to say thank every single one of y'all for your support. I really just gotta say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So God bless every single one of you. Thank you for your support. Other players that come to mind that are undersized are gonna be ones like, you know, Derrick Rose, Stephen Curry, Even when it comes towards other players of their nature, it has really shown how much of an impact they have left on the game. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.